Welcome, good people, to the Stock Up with Larry Jones show. I'm Stocks with Josh. I'm filling in for Larry today, but I'm going to be covering some stocks that he's been talking to you guys about for well over a year. One of them is Palantir, which had an incredible record-breaking all-time high reached, and I want to talk about whether or not this is a good price level to buy. What are the charts saying about where it's going in the future? The headlines for this last earnings was that Palantir had eviscerated expectations. That is a pretty strong idea, but the fact is they gave Wall Street what Wall Street wants, which is accelerating growth, accelerating revenue, accelerating earnings per share, and they did it all by beating raised guidance and giving higher guidance. So Palantir did very, very well. The analysts overall have given this a high price target of around $117. And the fact that we got up over $100 here in early 2025 is remarkable. Now, on the low end, the price target is $87. So these were up targets for analysts that had been given right before their earnings. So on the low end of the up target, some analysts who are being a bit more conservative saw Palantir hitting $87. The most aggressive analysts saw Palantir hitting $117. So if you get to the median range of that price target, the median range is around $102. Let's take a quick look at the chart and see where it's at and what the chart is saying about its bullishness and where is support moving forward and where would be a good place to potentially consider putting a stop loss. Now, before I take you into the chart, I know Larry's been talking about this stock for a long time, and what he's been doing is steadily buying because he saw from a big picture view that it would be better not to try to scalp trade or swing trade this play, but it was going to perform really well in time. Now, let's take a look at the chart, and then I'm going to come back with a macro or fundamental view of the stock, and we'll put both of them into consideration, the technicals versus the fundamentals, and we'll come up with a game plan. Let's go look at that chart. Okay, each candle represents a week in the market, and we obviously have broken out of resistance at 85.50. Now, that's local resistance. Now, the analysts with the high target are saying this could right now move as high as 117, or really any time in the next 12 months. We are very, very close. Now, the move up really hasn't slowed down. We've come off of our immediate high at around $107, but this stock is trending higher and moving higher. Let's quickly go and look at the MACD on this. The MACD also tells a story about price acceleration, and you can see that it has really heated up. And now, instead of turning down, here in the last minute, it turned up. The MACD turned up. So this is continuing to show strength. But let's go through systematically where levels of support are, both locally and then beneath that. Because if you're going to continue to buy this and you want to buy it higher, you don't want to buy it after it's had a huge breakout move. There's the opportunity for this to have a pivot low and for it to come back a little bit. The immediate area of support right beneath Palantir's price right now is 85.50. And the immediate area of potential rejection that analysts have identified is 117. So after you get past this 85.50, I would tell you that this entire range right here, this entire range is where the price consolidated before breaking higher. And so this could be viewed right here at $80. This could be viewed as an area of resistance that got turned to support. And the way that that works is that in the course of time, things that have been resistance often get tested in the future. So even if we do go higher and even go as high as 117 or 120, at some point, I'm going to expect this to come back and potentially test this 80 to 85 area. And so I wouldn't be a fast seller of this stock, and I don't know that I would buy more today right now because I want to buy on the dip. I want to buy red days, And if I did buy a little bit more right now, it would be nibbles, small little bites, not big bites. I would need it to come back to around $80. But let's take a step back and look at the big picture, fundamental view of this company and what they're doing. They're offering security, software, and AI solutions. And this is something that we know purely on the basis of the fast running AI story that this is going to be needed by corporations across the board. This is probably one of the biggest areas where companies are going to be turning to and spending money on, is to basically protect these new castles of profit making, which is these AI tools, which is going to gather more information on their customers and are going to be potentially easier to hack using AI. So AI is what's fueling growth, but AI could be used against these companies. And it's the software and it's the protective tools that Palantir is offering both to corporations and the government that's going to continue to cause them to have increasing revenues. Right now, a lot of success has been priced in. So we want it to cool off a little bit. 80 to 85 is potentially that cool off range. But with the way that this is performing and the environment that we're getting in, I think Palantir is a lot like NVIDIA. And you say, well, how so, Josh? NVIDIA is basically, in the analogy of a modern day gold rush, they're the company selling the picks and shovels. Okay. And I would say Palantir is the company that's selling the gates and the locks for you to put on your gold mine. So when big tech strikes it rich by having better ad offerings and better user experiences created through AI, there's going to also be the need to protect that experience because of how fast technology is moving. And so it's going to be NVIDIA and companies like Palantir that are needed. They're both essentially selling the things that are going to both enable the gold miners to mine in this analogy and protect what it is they're mining once they've struck that gold. So Palantir, just like NVIDIA, is going to continue to be a company that I think it's worth holding long term. Now, we can evaluate new investments on a pullback, but at the moment, this thing is hot. And so I wouldn't suggest selling it too quickly. Okay. Keep in mind that a company like this is going to continue to become valuable as other companies' CapEx spending towards laying an AI foundation increase. It's got to be protected with companies like Palantir. And so it doesn't shock me that even though NVIDIA ran up for 2023 and 2024 and is now cooling off, it doesn't shock me that this is Palantir's day in the sun based on their product offering. And so I'm going to continue to suggest that you don't want to be in a rush or hurry to sell Palantir, even though from its 2022 low, it's moved up 1,700%. And on the day of earnings, it moved up 27%, right? And from the 2024 average, where it was consolidating last at around $20 to $22, it's moved up 400% from there. So it is a massive success story. And the lesson there for some is going to be hold your winners longer. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Now, I have worked with Stock Up with Larry Jones on a market training course, right? And he's made that available in the description of this video. I have a small contribution to his university, but he has an incredible portfolio of classes. Some of them are charting. That was my contribution. Others, there's options through Keenan Grace, and there's other contributors there. Larry did an incredible course on crypto, very, very detailed. And so if you need help to lay a better foundation, I advise you to go into the description of the video and check out Larry's university course for those who are beginning their investing journey. And I would continue to say that Palantir should be in your top 10 watch list. I think it's going to be one of these companies that you don't want to be too quick to sell, and you do want to consider adding to your position on the dip. And as I said, the first major dip area is right around 85, but more significantly, right beneath that, 80. 80 is an area where I think that we would likely see some retracement to, but I'm not calling for that right now because at the present moment, it's continuing to test the upside. And like we looked at that MACD, which is a momentum indicator, we looked at that while we were looking at the chart. That bad boy is pointing straight up to the sky. Thank you guys for joining me today. Make sure that you show Stock Up with Larry Jones some love in the comments section. Make sure you smash the like on this video. And if you're brand new to this page, hit the subscribe, because when Larry comes back, he is the king of momentum trading and stock picking. He has had some incredible picks. Palantir has been one of his great picks for 2024. And he also did incredibly well with some computing stocks. I mean, they went up hundreds of percentage points. And I'm going to make this final point before I sign off, that you don't, some folks get into the habit when they're beginning their investment journey, they overtrade, right? They're trying to just make money every day, every second of the day. But as you get into this longer, you realize that it's okay to sit on some cash, right? And it's okay to wait until you find a good investment. One of Larry's picks this last year, QUBT, he bought in at 90 cents and he made $70,000 on that trade. And so the fact is, you don't need to be constantly in with no cash available to buy. Wait for good buy spots and wait for new picks that are going to begin their journey to run. So I would tell you, never have your account fully vested. Sit on a little cash, because I guarantee you, my good friend Stock Up with Larry Jones is going to find you another winner to be able to go long in 2025. That's something that hasn't run yet. And it's going to be very exciting to find that play. And again, I want to say this about that when he does identify the next winner, you don't want to put all your money on it, okay? He didn't do that. He went in on that QUBT. He bought a chunk, a couple $1,000, and he kept adding. There's a lot of people that after it went up its first 100%, there's a lot of folks that would have sold it all and been thrilled to have made 100% on their investment. Larry added and added and added to that play until it hit heights that shocked a lot of people. It shocked me. So we're going to be staying tuned to Larry's page and the type of picks that he gives. And definitely hit that subscribe button and come back and make sure that you are checking out the hot plays that he gives. But you know, I'm a good friend of Larry's, and I'll tell you that he'll tell everybody out there, he said, don't be coming to my page just asking for the next hot play, because he's trying to teach people how to build generational wealth. And it can't be built off of just a single hot play, right? So there's more to this. It's a learning journey. Thank you for showing up today and supporting Larry. And make sure that you keep an eye on the page and catch these next videos while he's dealing with some family matters and some the health of a very close family member. It's a journey that he needs to be closely paying attention to. Let's support him by hitting the like, making comments, because that feeds the video out to more people. And we're just going to keep supporting our good friend Stock Up with Larry Jones, because he's the best. Appreciate you, Larry. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I appreciate you joining me. Peace and blessings. Take care. See you in the next video.